In this video, we're going to be working with percentages. We're going to calculate percent of a value, percent off of a value, and also in radiotherapy, we deal a lot with ranges. So we're going to look at plus or minus a certain percentage to create a range that's used for like daily QA or something like that. So the value we're going to be working with is going to be 46.6, and we're going to calculate 80% of that number and 80% off of 46.6. So the off indicates that we're going to do a subtraction. So we're going to start off by calculating 80% of. And when we're working with percentages, a lot of times we don't deal with the 80 value directly. We usually have to divide it by 100 to get the decimal equivalent, which would be 0.8. And this is the 0.8 is the one that we actually use. So let's calculate 80% of 46.6, and we do that by multiplying. So 46.6 times 0.8 is going to be equal to how much? Pull out the calculator. 46.6 times 0.8 equals 37.28, which is 80% of 46.6. If we want to do the off, the 80% off, we need to subtract 80% of 46.6 off of it, which is 37.28. So we get 46.6 minus 37.28, which is equal to 46.6 minus 37.28 is equal to 9.32, which is 80. We've taken 80% off of 46.6 to get 9.32. And a lot of times when people get confused about percentages, it's usually, are we taking 80% of a value, or are we doing 80% off of a value? And if you just keep those clear, it should make it a little bit easier. But let's do another example. Let's say like for daily QA of a treatment machine, we need to have a value within plus or minus 2% of the baseline. So if our baseline is 46.6, let's say nanocoulombs of a reading from an electrometer or something like that, we need to know what 2% extra and 2% less is of that value. And I'm going to do it two different ways. First thing I need to do is know what 2% of 46.6 is. So 2% has a decimal equivalent of 0.02. And I'm going to calculate 2% of 46.6. So 46.6 times 0.02 is equal to 46.6 times 0.02 equals 0.924. And to get the range, I need to add and subtract plus minus 2% the 0.924 to 46.6. So one is going to be 46.6 plus 0.924, which is equal to plus 46.6 is 47.5. 46.6 minus 0.924 is equal to 46.6 minus 0.924 equals 45.7. And so this is our plus minus 2% range. Your reading has to be within 4.7 or 47.5 or 45.7 to be within 2% of the baseline of 46.6 nanocoulombs. Put the units on here, nanocoulombs.